Today I want to talk about the flow state and how it can help with healing from emotional trauma and growing to higher levels of performance. When we've left a tough relationship, oftentimes we can long for someone that was talking to us in the first place or just not good for us. In other situations, when tragedy strikes, oftentimes the consequences of the event leave us unable to recover from them. And on the performance side, in high pressure situations, even when we know how to do something, even when we've mastered the skill or the task, we can completely drop the ball or choke because of our anxiety or fear. So, what do all of these situations have in common? The commonality is that being in your head tends to worsen your everyday performance and experience. Now, I want to introduce the concept of the flow state. And what the flow state is the enjoyment that one gets from being completely immersed in an activity. And it's a way to heal from emotional trauma, anxiety, and it allows you to reach higher levels of performance. So, when we engage in internal monologues with our mind, the conversations are almost always centered around negativity, comparison, and not enough. All of this mental chatter corresponds with a neural network called the default mode network. And in layman's terms, it just means mind wandering. When we mind wander, our minds jump to those negative thoughts, and it's to teach us a lesson. We're trying to learn something from those difficult experiences. So once you've learned the lesson, though, of a difficult experience, there's really no point in continuing to feel the pain and turmoil of that lesson. A way that we can heal from, begin to get a better grasp of our emotions, to return back to normal, is to engage in activities that distract us and provide enjoyment. These could be like talking and hanging out with friends, working out and exercising, engaging in hobbies, or work even. And when we engage in these activities, our brain shifts from a default mode network state into a task oriented state. And many times the self consciousness turns off. You become one with the activity and you're just focused on completing it or just engaging. When you finish it, when you finish the activity, the enjoyment actually fights depression and rewires your brain differently than just sulking and repeating negative thoughts. And you can see this in many real life examples. Those that get out of bed, especially when they feel terrible from, a death or a bad relationship, and they begin to move on with their lives, they begin to engage in their routines again, they slowly start to recover. Now let's talk about actual performance, physical activities, motor skills, cognitive skills, etc. In terms of the actual performance, our unconscious minds play out actions and behavior scripts that it's mastered, like things that you are really good at or just have an instinct for. However, the way that people choke is that they allow their conscious minds to come into the picture, especially in terms of anxious or stress related mental chatter. And this self consciousness can actually worsen performance overall. You're essentially getting in the way of yourself. The best way to get into flow for higher performance is to accept that anything rewarding and meaningful will be difficult, it will induce fear, and it will be stressful. Once we've accepted this, though, our mind can't argue with us, and it becomes easier to turn off the self consciousness and let the unconscious mind perform its script or do its thing. When you aren't self conscious, you end up realizing after you've completed the activity or the skill or the homework or whatever it is, you realize you're actually more capable than you previously thought you were, and that you can actually do it. You can actually reach those new levels of performance that you never thought were possible. Not only that, novelty and changing your routine can also engage you to induce the flow state, not the flu state, sorry, and it draws your attention away from your own mind wandering. So keep these things in mind, especially if you're going through a difficult situation or you're just trying to get to that next level, you need to be able to turn off the self-consciousness. And a perfect way of doing that using brain science is to just switch into tasks. Make yourself busy, get involved in activities, engage others, and you'll realize that you are more capable of healing and growth than you previously realized. Thank you.